Hello, everybody. I'm back. Well, I'm sort of back. You can tell I have a slight frog in my throat, but I did test undetectable or maybe negative this morning because that's a good thing. I have been fighting COVID for the last 8 days, 9-ish, and I just want to thank everybody for dealing with the fact that we've been off air, for helping us stay afloat, because a lot of you have been going out and watching older videos and then sharing it with your friends and families, and I'm just so happy that we are almost back. I am alive. I'm still sick in so much as I am still coughing. I am still struggling a little bit in that regard. COVID is not gone. I am just undetectable, and those are two very different things. So, yesterday when I took my COVID test, I was a very faint line. Today, I am no line. So, that is good. And I figured that it would be good to have a very quick hangout with you all just to say thank you. There's nothing really that I'm kind of pushing on from that other than to say we are offloading a whole load of footage and stuff. But other than that, things are looking peachy at last. Hello. Hope you're feeling a bit more human, says Sally Baba. I'm still getting double bars, coughing, got old 2 days ago. I think you mean got COVID. But anyway, you can hear there's still a lot of stuff in my throat. I had a really bad case of COVID. For those who don't know, I used to be a professional musician, and that means that my throat, my lungs, my lungs are very, very powerful. I also have a pretty large lung capacity. So I was, unfortunately, I was in a position where it went straight to my chest, and I was really not in a good place. So what I did was I basically said, hey, this sucks. I'm going to go and talk to my doctor. So, yeah, I am. No, I was not hospitalized. Thank goodness. I was not hospitalized, which, would have been a lot better. If I'm still not 100%, take it easy. Another couple of days, yeah. Our intent, so here is what we're doing. My intent is that we are going to try and do 10 on Saturday, which means I'll be producing it maybe a little bit today and some tomorrow. We have a tour of Fully Charged Live, which is pretty much good to go. And then hopefully on Monday, we'll have our video from, oh goodness, I still have brain fog. See, we'll do our video from Aptera, which was fine. So yeah, I should have listened to Joe Biden. He says it's all over. Yeah, I'm kind of a bit upset with the president for saying that because it's clearly not. There we go. And I can also go down there in the moment, which is kind of fun because my voice just wants to go down. That's not where my voice normally goes. If there ever was a time to learn BSL, I don't know ASL. I only know BSL. And I've probably forgotten a lot of what I used to know. So, sorry. Totes time to do voiceovers. In a world where gasoline is dying. I am feeling a lot. I think I'm feeling a lot better than I was. I was not hospitalized, thank goodness. but I did take Paxlovid. It turns out that it's one of the rare medications that I can take. I cannot do a lot of I cannot do a lot of antibiotics or decongestants because of my heart condition, but I can at least do some stuff. Yeah, maybe I should do the I'm that man. So it is good to be back. And in case you guys didn't notice, I've also lost some weight. So in the last kind of month, I haven't been on camera a lot in the last month because obviously we were in San Diego where we caught this blasted thing. But yeah, I am recovering. Everything is good. I am starting to feel better. I'm hankering after a couple of projects that I want to do, a couple of things to the truck, a couple of things to the studio, and a couple of other things. But it's all good news because this camera just came back from being fixed. So if you are a Patreon supporter, thank you very much for helping pay to get this fixed. That's weird. I have a cow on my wall, which you don't normally see, but it's reflecting a picture of a cow on the wall. But my camera is now working again, which is great. I'm very pleased about that. This is the one that broke, and so we had to buy this one as a replacement. This one is still on its cradle right now, but this is our Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, and this is our Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. So we now have two Blackmagics at the studio, and they're both shooting really good quality video, so that's great. This one is going to become our in the field camera. So this one is going to be used out of the studio. And then this one, which was our original Blackmagic, is now going to become our studio camera. And the benefit of that is we can just leave it set up. So Michael doesn't have to tear this apart every time we need to go somewhere. The only time we'll take this apart is if we're doing two Blackmagic shoots, in which case, yeah, we'll probably do that. This will probably be the one that gets used and abused on the gimbal as well, because this one is lighter than the other one. So yeah, we've got two Blackmagics now. So the other one went wrong and it was out of warranty. And so we decided that we were going to get it repaired because it was only $250 to repair. So that's why we did it for the reason we repaired it. So yeah, a new leaner me, hopefully back to normal hopefully today, if you're a Patreon supporter, you should see it. Depends whether Erin is up to doing a thumbnail or not. She was feeling better, not 100% yesterday. So if she's feeling up to it, I might ask her to do a thumbnail today. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, I've lost 20 pounds or 21 and a bit pounds. So about 1.5 stones if you're British, or 10 kilos if you're not and you prefer metric. So yeah, I had a really nasty health scare that I haven't talked about and I'm not going to talk about, but it was enough to kind of kickstart me into basically calorie restricting and working out every day. And of course, because of COVID, I'm not allowed to work out for about a week to 2 weeks until after I've fully recovered, because if I try and work out right now, I don't have the lungs for it, because I've got a lot of without going into too much detail, I have a lot of crud still in my lungs that are going to be there for a while. So you're going to have to put up with me being a little bit, what's the word? Gravelly for the next couple of days. And then after that, hopefully, things will be better. Other than that, not a lot else to report. We are getting very close to having the next stage in our Ford Mustang Mach-E. Ford, it's because I saw True Rex in the comments. Our Ford F-150 Lightning system. We've gone through the final design phase of that. And hopefully, they're just in the process of looking for someone to come and install it. So hopefully, by the end of this summer, Oh, wait, that's today. By the end of autumn, hopefully we will have a forward uh, power backup system. And the good news is they think that they can back up everything, with the exception of the server room and they're going to back up the server. They can't back up the server room, and they can't back up something else, but I can't remember. But that's okay, because if we have a power cut, we have enough UPS in the server room to keep things running for 30 minutes. We can turn off non-essential servers, and then we can power it for a bit. So yeah, it's going to be fun. The pump's going to be backed up, which is great because water is good. And for those who don't know, while we were away in San Diego, they turned the power off to our house for about 3 days, 2-3 days. So my wife, bless her, she had to try and run a refrigerator off an inverter attached to her bolt, and she couldn't do that. So that was unfortunate. But again, we learned lots of lessons that day. Of course, my truck was down in San Diego, so that was no help. So she did get power back on, which is good. And don't worry, I'm not going to overdo it. My plan for this morning is I'm going to do a little bit of work, and then I have an hour. So Google says it's going to take me an hour and a half, but I don't believe it. I'm going to run some COVID tests over to Michael and Moss because they don't have any left. And we buy all the COVID tests for our staff because I think that's a nice thing to do. If our company policy is you must test negative, if you've had symptoms or whatever, you have to test negative to be in the office. Or if you're filming with other people, you have to be negative before you can be off, before you can have your mask off in front of them. It's only fair that we provide the tests. So we make sure that everybody has tests. Because it's kind of a mandated thing that we have to make them take, basically. Or we ask them to take. We don't make them take it, but we ask them to take it. Yeah, if you are still wandering around without a mask on, it might be time for you to reconsider, especially if you are an at-risk person. COVID is still around and is still very nasty. I can also now confirm that I've had COVID twice, because after getting it, I was very sick in very early 2020. Like, I was really, really sick very early on in 2020. Like, March, I think I was sick. And at the time, we didn't know if it was COVID or not because COVID hadn't really kind of started to spread. And there wasn't testing available. And I was sick for like 3 weeks. After getting sick this time, I can tell you categorically that I've now COVID twice. So please, just because you've had it, just because you may be vaccinated, does not mean that you are immune to it. So please take precautions. By all means, take your mask off when you're around someone you trust, whose viral load you know, which is what we do here at the studio. Michael doesn't wear a mask when he's in the studio because we know each other's viral load and we trust each other. And he wears his mask when he's out and about. But if you are around people you don't know, you should be masking up. And make sure it's an N95 because I made that mistake. I wore a surgical mask some of the time I was in San Diego, and that's why we caught it. And then I passed it on to the rest of the team and to my partner as well. So please, for all that is sacred to you and to your loved ones, don't just assume that COVID is over because it's still here. And I was lucky. I got medication just in time. I think had I not done it, I might have ended up in hospital. My O2 levels were getting pretty low. And I happened to have some canned oxygen. So that helped out a little bit as well. I'm not going to lie. But I was able to get on Paxlovid and it did help a lot. So that is all I'm going to say. I don't want to make this a massively long thing. I do have a few minutes if people want to ask me questions about things that have happened in the last week in terms of electric vehicle news. I will do my best to sound intelligent. Oh, and by the way, thank you to everybody who joined up and purchased t-shirts while we were in San Diego. So it was really lovely to see you all. We do have some t-shirts left and we will be selling them. So if you want one of the Let's Go Camping t-shirts or one of the others, please let me know. Be aware of the Paxlovid rebound. I would normally be aware of the Paxlovid rebound, but here's the thing. I stopped my Paxlovid on Monday. Monday or was it Tuesday? Tuesday. I stopped my Paxlovid on Tuesday. I was still testing positive yesterday. So today is my first negative day. So I will be aware of it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it will not be an issue. I just want to get back on the bike, though. That's what I really want to do. I want to get back on the bike. I want to carry on working out and losing weight and getting back to where I used to be weight-wise many years ago. But yeah, there will be 10, hopefully, unless I get a rebound. Have I seen the Jaguar Land Rover news? This year, Rolls-Royce going to have a 100% increase in EV range going from 20 to 50 miles. You know, it's great that these companies are doing amazing things, but 50 miles EV range is a bit pants, really. Especially in the UK, they're no longer giving you incentives for plug-in hybrids. So it's kind of a bit pants, really. We have missed World Car Day as well, which I just want to acknowledge is today. But that doesn't mean that we don't support Car Free World, because we do. Most of us at the channel would love to see more bicycles and alternative forms of transport on the road. So, in fact, that's something else I need to do today. I need to take a scooter apart to get a replacement part ordered that I paid for like months ago, and then I was just so busy that I didn't have time to. So I'm going to work on that. Car Free Day, World Car Free Day. Sorry, did I say World Car Day? World Car Free Day. A day where you celebrate. The other thing, obviously, is the Tesla adapter, which we'll touch on tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Saturday in the show. And yeah, the new $250 Tesla adapter. And people asking me how I feel about that, and people saying, yeah, but it demonstrates how terrible CCS is. And I'm like, most people who own Teslas are not going to bother with a CCS adapter, honestly. What do I think of Ford's decision for their dealers to become EV sales and support dealers? Do you mean the movement of Ford to basically say, you guys, you cannot put price markups on cars? I think it's great. I think Ford's doing a smart thing. Did I get a peek at the Fishka Ocean? We did. Okay, so maybe I'm going to name and shame. Should I name and shame? All right, so Fisker and VinFast, and there was one other company that we wanted to talk to at Fully Charged Live, and all of the positives. We got all of the positives. Yeah, we'll set you up with something. We'll set you up with something, and we've heard nothing. Nothing. Big fat zero. And that's frustrating. It's something we noticed when Winter used to work on the channel. Sometimes we got more interest from companies when a guy was asking about doing a video, but when we ask, we very often are ignored. So maybe if I lose another 70 pounds, they'll pay attention to me. I can make myself look pretty and stuff. That was self-deprecating. I'm being self-deprecating. Okay. So yeah, that is the situation as it stands right now. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. We really did not get to film much at Fully Charged, and here's the reason why. When I was at the stand, we sold more stuff. Okay, so when I was sat at the stand at the booth, there were more people who came to talk to us, which was brilliant because I got to talk to some amazing people, some of you guys, in fact. But we also had, we also sold more t-shirts, which was kind of the reason we had a stand. We wanted to sell merch. And we didn't sell all of our merch, but we sold a fair chunk. Yeah, maybe I need to get Michael to set up the contact. Maybe I do. We also had trouble with our deities again. These crapped out on us. Well, not these two. These two were already broken. One of the others crapped out on us. And so we did film something with one company there, and I've just listened to the rushes, and it's not very good because it kept crapping out. So I actually got an email yesterday from deity going, "Hey, is your kit behaving?" And I'm like, no, it's not. Here, let me send you a recording. So hopefully they'll RMA everything. They are all still under warranty. I love Deity. They've got great support, but for some reason, all of their gear is just crapped out on us in the last couple of weeks. So this broke. Obviously, this is a black magic. And then our deities broke. So was not fun. But we do have plenty of other stuff to do. I've got, I don't know if you can see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drives to offload. So that's a terabyte. That's a terabyte. That's a half terabyte. So we've got 2.5, probably about 3 terabytes to offload today, if I'm feeling up to it. Offload so we can start working on stuff. We have a whole load of stuff in the back catalog. Would you like to hear the back catalog before I go? Because we can do that. We have got a pretty big back catalog. It includes the following videos. Video on the humor runs deep today. Yeah, it does. I'm feeling quite salty today. So we have the F-150 Lightning Drive review for the F-150 Lightning Platinum. We have the Genesis GV60 first look and first drive. So that's 2 videos. That's 3 videos, sorry. We've got the look at the chat with Chris Anthony from Aptera when we did the Gamma reveal. Again, that's another one. We have a video with Exos that we filmed. We did a drive and a chat. So we've got that to edit. We have, what else do we have? A video about keeping your existing EV and basically investing some money in your existing EV rather than selling it and buying a new one. I.e., can you make a car with 100,000 plus miles on the clock feel like a new car? And the answer is yes. So that's going to be another cool video that we spent a lot of money on making that video, so I hope it does well. We have so am I at 7? I think I have 6 or 7 videos. We've got a review of a charging setup that has to be done. These are all things that should already be well underway, but were kind of pushed to the side because of Fully Charged Live, and then we were sick and everything else. We've had to set back 2 car reviews that we were supposed to have a car last week and we were supposed to have a car this week. We haven't been able to review either of them because we've been sick. And then I've been commenting on Twitter, but I'm guessing comments do not feed here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't always work. I don't know why they do that. Let me have a look at the Twitter stream though. Maybe I'll be able to read them. Open up my Twitter, my TweetDeck. It's not TweetDeck. It's my TweetDeck clone. number of comments, but that just might be because it's been scrolling up. So there we go. I will not overdo it during my recovery phase. Is it easy to buy an EV in the US? It's not easy unless you find a dealership that's got a car that's marked up that you're willing to pay markup on, or you're just lucky and you find someone who wants to sell their car and you just slot it in. Used cars, newer cars. I know that Kyle Connor from Out of Spec just purchased a really cool used Nissan Leaf in Seattle, and actually is driving back to Colorado the same way that we did. So that's very cool as well. Anyway, I don't want to make this any longer than it already is, but I am coming back. The show is coming back. As usual, if you want to send us a super thanks, please do. If you want to send us a Patreon, Bitcoin, or Ko-fi, please do. We're always welcoming of new people. I did make sure, and this is important to make sure, everybody who is off right now, who is sick, is getting full pay. We just pay everybody regardless. Oregon is coming in with a new sick pay that's mandatory, and I need to check and see how that works next week when I'm feeling a bit better. But there's a new mandatory sick pay coming in. But I think our company pays our employees better when they're sick because they just get their normal pay. But there was one member of staff who helped us in San Diego who came down with COVID, who was an hourly member of staff, and Transport Evolved is paying them while they are sick so that they do not miss out on their other job, because they have another job that they took a week off to come and help us with. And in order to make sure that they are not out of pocket, we have paid them throughout their sick period. So just to be sure, that's what we're doing there, just to make sure that they are fully covered and everything. So thank you, Mark, for your kind support. And thank you, everybody else, for just sending well wishes and being really awesome and supporting the channel. There are going to be some changes coming. I got very angry on my road trip. I got very angry in South California. And I'm feeling very disillusioned with the EV world right now. But that's nothing bad. That's just something that I think needs to be addressed as a company, and how we change and how we cover the world of cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter transportation, because there's too much emphasis on expensive, high-end vehicles. And I think we really need to make dramatic changes. Like, we drove past a forest fire. We drove through areas where the road was very badly damaged due to fires, where entire forests were laid bare. We've got to act faster than any number of high-end expensive electric cars will allow us to do. So we need to change up our game a bit. And I hope that you'll come along with the ride for us. Because I think this is a journey we must all make or face the consequences. Okay. Love you all. Thanks for joining us. And as always, keep evolving.